Well, Millsy, congratulations. And it's a record too, apparently. 6 consecutive away wins, beats an A-League record and National Soccer League record. So, pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Look, firstly, I think fantastic contest. Very, very difficult side, Adelaide, and they definitely came to play today. So, in tough conditions as well. So, I think firstly, it's important to say both sides. I think the way that they went about that game, the players in those tough conditions, was fantastic, and obviously very happy. Firstly, to get the result, and yeah, six away wins. These players, they keep doing things that people don't expect them to do. We're fortunate enough to see them every day, so I'm not really that surprised. But there's still a long way to go.
What do you say about Clayton's hat-trick?
Yeah, I told him at half-time to go out in the second half and score a real goal because, again, you don't get those rewards if you're not in the right areas. The build-up play in that first goal was fantastic. Very, very disciplined from Rosie. And we know the ability that Clayton has. But for me, most impressive, again, in tough conditions, I thought both him, Eli, everyone really, but especially those boys up top, they worked extremely hard off the ball.
Just with Burgess in midfield, he seems to be a go-to man, pushes high, and a lot of stuff happens through him. And this team that I saw tonight, he looked to be a level above in fitness. Would that be a fair call?
Yeah, definitely. He's extremely fit. He works extremely hard. He puts up numbers that I've never seen before, and that's been from day one. And that's a mentality. He hasn't had it easy over the last few years, but ultimate professional, fantastic player, and whatever we ask of him, he jumps all over and he takes it on with everything that he has, and he's getting those rewards now in his performances.
Just on the midfield battle, it just seemed like you guys had almost an extra player, a lot of time, plenty of space between the lines. Something you'd identified, how the game unfolded, or was that an obvious plan from you? Well,
it's something that happens naturally for our boys. We're very big on starting positions. Obviously, Adelaide went about things a little bit differently to what they have previously. So first and foremost, we had to get a handle of that and start to understand with the rotations that were happening how we could be effective without the ball. And then we knew with the ball, if our starting positions are good, if our movements are good, if everybody wants to be involved, then we're going to cause teams trouble. But like I said, the best bit for me was we're trying to get information from the sideline, but the players are getting to a point now where they're looking around, they're getting an understanding of how to deal with problems that we may not have prepared for.
You mentioned earlier that you seem to be doing things that people aren't expecting you to do. You see the boys every day, not a surprise to you. Talent is one thing, you've got youth. What is it though? Like what has helped you on this run? Top of the table, 2-0 up. It was 2-2. Still found the way to get the win.
Yeah, and look, that's obviously a confidence thing as well. But from day one, our intention as a team has to be to continuously grow, to continuously get better, and that's down to the players and their attitude and the buy-in that I've got from them from the very beginning. The belief that they have is frightening, to be honest with you. And like I said, even in tough conditions, Adelaide did extremely well to fight to get back into the game. But I knew, I could see it in our boys that we're in a place now where we believe that our performance is going to get us an opportunity to go and win a game. And that's what we saw today. Like I said, that's just a step in the development of this side in terms of the belief that they have. And that's not from me, that's the belief that they're developing.
It's not just 6 consecutive away wins, it's 6 consecutive wins full stop in the league for you. Just an incredible run of form when it seems a lot of teams so far this season kind of struggling to find form. It's a lot of back and forth. You just mentioned there the belief that your players have in kind of what you're doing and how that's helping you find that. But in terms of on the pitch as well, I mean, it's the talent that's really rising to the top. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion over the week about Mark Natter and the links that he's got to Europe. And then again, Clayton Taylor comes out, has a great game. Lockie Rose has been fantastic fantastical season. How much freedom does it give you as a coach to know that you don't have to rely on one player, that any given player at any point on the park can actually step up and make a difference for your team?
Yeah, and it's important as well because, like you said there, if you want to find consistency, then you need to build a squad, not just a team, and that's something that we've worked extremely hard from day one to try to do. We wanted to create that competitive nature within the group because we knew, as we get deeper into the season, things never run as smoothly as you'd like them to. So that competitive nature from day one was so important for the back end of the season. And like I said, our responsibility as coaches is to, yes, input our knowledge onto them, but also to recognise how we can give them a platform to continuously get better as individuals as well. If they're getting better as individuals, then us as a team naturally has to grow. So that's been, that's the challenge for us, just to recognise and to make sure that we're putting them in situations where they have the opportunity to be better players, better people. That's our role.
And, coming into this game, Adelaide were second only to you in terms of the numbers of goals scored. Did you come into this thinking that there might be the potential for this to be, as it eventuated, a bit of a shootout with a lot of goals? And how do you kind of prepare for those types of matches?
Yeah, look, I think they were still 10 goals behind us. So, we know that's a team that we want to be. Obviously I know Ayrton as well, and I've seen Ayrton's teams play for a long time, and that's not to say this team plays like that. It's just to say I know he wants to play a good brand of football, a good attacking brand of football, and that's showing with them. And like I said today, I think, whilst it was tough conditions and they scored 2 good goals, again, when we look back at it and how we conceded those goals, I think, we were a little bit sloppy in those areas. But again, that's taking nothing away from them because their positive mindset, you have to be aware of them all the time.
And finally, obviously, getting the Australia Cup win in the pre-season was absolutely massive for this side. And, you're seeing the fans buy into it, really good away turnout today as well. Is there a feeling that this is something special this season? There's the chance to really go on, obviously, to win more silverware, but to really almost sort of start, a change in the culture at the Newcastle Jets. Yeah,
and that is the intention. I think, I felt like this group was capable of special things from the very beginning, and that's why we've never sort of put limits on what we feel like they should achieve, because I feel like if we did that to this group, then we may be stifling their development, their growth. And look, success looks different to all clubs, to all players. We want all the players to be ambitious, but we want the club to be ambitious as well. There's a way that we want to go about things, and that's, yes, a way on the field, but there's a way off the field and everybody's working extremely hard. And that's most important for us, that we have a vision and we have a direction that we want to head in. Whether that means more silverware or not, I'm not sure. That's down to the boys and how hard they work tomorrow.
Just 2 quick questions. Zach Clough, what's going on with him, and the influence maybe Carl Viet had on your style as a coach today?
Yeah, Zach was back in full training this week. We're obviously conscious that, a lot of our boys went through a pretty vigorous pre-season, and it's a different type of football here to what it is in Malaysia. So we just want to make sure that we're giving him every opportunity for that when he does join the squad, that he stays in the squad. Because like I said, he needs to adjust again to the conditions and the way that Australian football is played. So we're just being overly cautious probably with Zach at the minute, but we've also seen what happens if we don't do things the right way, if we don't give these boys the time to get to the level that we need every single day. And look, Carl has had a massive role in sort of, I guess, the person and the coach that I've become. He gave me my first opportunity here in the A-League. The club in general, I'm extremely appreciative for, and if I'm being totally honest as well, it was quite emotional coming back here and playing in front of their fans. But yeah, I've taken a lot of things from Carl, especially the way that he went about bringing through the young ones. I think that was the biggest learning for me. I think the way that he treated them, the ability that he had to get the best out of them, and not only that, the ability to know when to pull them away as well, when to get them out of the spotlight, when to give them that rest. So that's probably the biggest thing, and that's something that I've always felt Australian football needs and always had a belief in, but coming to Adelaide and working under Carl, that just became a non-negotiable for me.